All right, yeah. Well, we first year at North Dakota, right? So a lot to learn about our opponents, but a lot to learn about our team. So we've been able to utilize this fall and the start of our season to really try to find out what we have. And yeah, I've been really happy with what they've been doing. We've got a good returning group with our seniors, Marlin Stewart, Billy Brown, and Keenan Walter, and I think it's something that you can really build on when you've got a good, experienced returning group like that back. And it's something where I think we just want to really lock in as a team and not get too concerned about what outside people are thinking, where they're evaluating us to finish or anything like that. I think it's more important for us to improve than to prove. And I think through improvement, I think we're a team that could maybe surprise some folks. So excited about that, excited about this opportunity, that have been really impressed with from the community of Grand Forks, but to the university and the leadership there. It's just a tremendous opportunity. So we're excited about the season.
Coach, you said you got a lot to learn this year. What are some of the things you've kind of already learned, and who are some players that have impressed you so far on the team?
As far as already learned, I think it's one of those where spending the time with our players has been some of the most important things learning. And so, just to really get a feel on our mentality as a team, our mentality as a program, where we can go. I've been impressed to see. I think there's a lot of things we can build on and improve on. And so, I'm still learning. We haven't dug in too much about our opponents in this conference yet. I think we've been a lot more concerned about us. And like I said, I've liked what I've seen. What was the second question you asked?
Just who are some players that have kind of stood out so far?
Yeah, our seniors have a really good experience. They've been here, they've been playing. So a guy like Marlin Stewart, who played a semester, he missed the first semester last year, but was 14 points a game last season. And I think Marlon will tell you right now he's in the best shape he's been in a long time. So I've really loved to see what his approach has been. A guy like Keenan Walter, this is his opportunity to really step forward and be someone that game in, game out is going to get a really big opportunity to get time on the floor. And at 6'9" and skill set, I've been impressed what he can bring. And I think in a system and how we play, it's a little bit different. There's going to be certain similarities that they've had in the past, but generally speaking, there's a pretty significant change in how we play. And Keenan fits that really well at that forward position. And then Billy Brown is a guy that's right place, right time, does a lot of little things well, has got a ton of experience he's bringing back, but a tremendous feel for the game, a very even keel young guy that competes. So just those seniors are guys that we're going to lean on a lot because of their experience. And, I'd like to think as seniors, they're going to understand this is their last opportunity to go out and show what kind of team we can be. And so that's what we're leaning on. Some of the younger guys like Anand Moody is really starting to, like I said, a different system is starting to show how he can shine a little bit without the ball in his hand. He's a tremendous shooter that needs a little space, but he doesn't need a lot of space. But getting some screens set for him will help him. Philip Braca is a kid inside that I think, again, like Anand, proved himself as a freshman that he can play in this league. Good statistics. Very effective inside. And then Deshaun is I think one of those young guys on your team as a freshman that you can see an all-league type player down the road with him. How soon, who knows? But it's 6'6", 215, very versatile. So those are some of the guys, and we've got more, but those are some of the guys obviously we're going to be dependent a lot on because they've either got experience or someone like Deshaun. He's a guy that I think his abilities, we're going to need him on the floor doing a lot of different things. So still learning a lot, but so far so good as far as what we've seen. But the fun thing is, man, there's been a lot of opportunity to improve. I just think these guys can continue to make great strides, and we're only 7 practices in, really. So we'll see.
Coach, your first year at UND and such, but Can you see the success? I mean, you look at North Dakota State and well, people will say Grand Forks, where is it? You come from Aberdeen where people probably said that too. But you see with the success that North Dakota State has had, and you can say, hey, we're maybe in North Dakota, but we can have plenty of success. Do you see that and say there can be something that's really built here at North Dakota that we can really be a top tier Summit team? It may not be this year, maybe not next year, but maybe 3-4 years down the road, maybe next year. Who knows? Like I said, maybe could surprise this year. But do you feel there's something special here at North Dakota?
Yeah, absolutely. I think when you combine the community of Grand Forks with that university and all that university can provide students, student athletes, the opportunities there. Doesn't mean it's easy. It's going to be a challenge. I think being in the Summit League provides a great opportunity to be within the recruiting footprint more so than what the Big Sky did. And then you bring a lot of those old rivalries back of the old North Central days. So I think those are key components. And then, as a head coach, you need to make sure how you recruit the young people you bring in. They fit kind of how you want to play. And I just think a lot of times the more you can get done recruiting regionally, the better off you can be. And the less you have to just depend on a ton of transfers, and the more you can build it with younger players. I think it's the right way in my feeling to do it. I think there's great examples in this league of that, and North Dakota State has been one of them where they've done it that way. And but I just there's no reason why at the University of North Dakota because of the kind of place it is, the things we have going on there. That's my vision, and I think that's the vision of our department. So moving forward, yeah, we think there's a lot of potential, a lot of ability there to be a team that's competing at the top of this league.
You mentioned Marlin Stewart, and you lost, the two guys after him that could score double digits. How much does he really need to shoulder? Do you need him to shoulder the load and kind of be that senior on the court and off the court, and be the guy that really carries the team this year?
I don't think he needs. I think a mistake would be for him feeling like he needs to carry the load. He's got two other seniors with him that can help him carry that load. And I think when you look at their statistics and what they've done and their experience, Keenan's been just over 8 points, I believe, 6+ rebounds a game last year with less minutes. And Billy Brown's just been a very steady guy on both ends of the floor. So those are two guys that can help him shoulder that. I think it'd be a mistake for Marlin to feel he's got to do it himself. He's a returning assist guy from the Summer League last year, I believe Marlin is. And I still want him to be a guy that feels like he can make the right play and not have to worry about making the play. And then you also put Ioannin was a 40+% three, 9, almost 10 points a game last year, and then Philip. So there's a lot of guys that can help him. We should have a very balanced scoring team, in my opinion. And I think anything where anyone's trying to shoulder it would be a detriment to our team. But he's definitely a guy that can make plays. He's a physically talented guy, but I've been so impressed with his mind for the game. And if he allows himself to not get caught up in mistakes and such, he's one of the smarter players I've coached as far as feel for the game and the ability to make certain passes and finishing. And so there's a lot of things he brings, and I think helping our team and helping other guys get open looks is a great strength of his.
You mentioned Aiden and his ability to shoot the three and everything, and he had a good freshman season. He's learning your system now and such. What have you kind of seen out of him? Do you feel like he can take that next step here as a sophomore from what he showed as a freshman?
Yeah, I think the step from a freshman to your sophomore year sometimes can be tricky because you've kind of shown that you can go out and play. Now maybe your expectations increase a lot. And so we're just wanting him to keep it simple and not try to we got certain guys that can really make plays for others, and we kind of want him focusing on being that play finisher because he's good at finishing plays. He's a guy that can hit shots from a lot of different angles, a lot of different spots on the floor. And his footwork and his movement at 6'3", he can get space and he can get it off and at a pretty high percentage. So, focusing on that and not trying to be the guy that's out there making a lot of plays for others. So simplifying that a little bit. And I think in our system, we've got to get him open. We got to give him opportunities to get open. but the more he can cut and move, he's going to get other people open as well. So it's 7 practices in, and I think more from we're going to be more of a motion type team, right? Use that word motion, and it just allows guys sometimes to learn how to play, learn how to read defenses without just following a pattern. And that's what he's learning, and I think he's starting to really show that in practice.
Coach, your first year at North Dakota, were there any players that caught your eye right as you walked through the door?
Well, I'm just trying to think. When I walked through the door the first time, I just basically had met them for the first time, and they're all kind of standing there. And, I just think physically Deshaun's a kid that's different at 6'6", 215, 220. And just being a freshman, that's pretty exciting. Physically, he kind of looks the part, right? He really can get on the floor and do some things that not everyone can do. But not really. We don't have necessarily any 6'10", 250-pound guys. So there's no one that really sticks out physically that way. Again, Marlin at a 6'3" point guard weighing 205 pounds is pretty physically imposing at that position. But when you just walk into a gym and see the guys, what I liked about when I saw them is they all were kind of hanging out. They all seemed to like each other. And I think that's been something that's really carried through. This group likes each other. They hang out, and we were just having a little team meal, and nobody's got their cell phone up. They're all chattering, and it's a group that likes spending time together. And it's something, I think the previous staff was really working towards, is that locker room. And I think they did a great job of building that locker room of guys that like each other. Now we've got to learn how to really compete at a high level and still like each other. So that's kind of our next challenge.
Anything else for Coach? Sure. Thank you.
All right, thanks.